Now let's look at the sixth pawn, sixth rank pawn. In the previous video we had looked at the seventh rank pawn. Now let's look at the sixth rank pawn. Now you might wonder that since the pawn is one rank ahead, we can go and grab the pawn with our king. But when we do that, let's say we go king e7, then white will play a7, and now you're not quick enough to go back to g7 or on these two squares or even on these four squares. It's like a move shot, so it's better to not move the king from here, from towards the pawn, but instead king g7 is the move. So we go back to these two squares. Yeah, when the pawn is on the sixth rank. And now after we go to g7, now the king will try to go up and support the pawn. So let's go here. This position is also a draw, by the way, and it's a draw with a special kind of technique, and which is called the Vancura defense. And earlier people used to think this is a lost game, but there was someone, I don't know, so came up with this technique. And so after king goes here, we give a check. Now king continues to go up, and now we play this move. This is the Vancura technique move. And after this move, if king goes here, then we give a check. No, then we go here actually. Then we go here. After king goes here, we go back to f6, and when king goes here, we give a check. King goes up, we give a check. King goes here, we give a check. Then since there is no progress for white, white will try to go back, and we give a check, go back, and we give another check. And when the king goes here, we have to go back to f6, not give another check, because now it's a bit too late, because after here it's still a draw, but you have to go back here, and it's a change of plan. So that's why it's better to just go back to f6 rather than go back here. Then the king will try to go here and stuff. It's still a draw, but it's easier to remember, like you stay on here and attack the pawn. And if the pawn is pushed, then you go behind the pawn. Only if the pawn is pushed to the 7th rank, we place the rook behind the pawn, and only then and this is the draw, as we saw in the previous video, because our king is already on these two squares, one of these two squares, and we can just keep repeating. And this is the Vancura defense, and when the pawn is on the 6th rank. And so I'll just summarize it again. So when the king is trying to go here, we give a check. When the king goes here, we go here, and then kind of safeguard the advance of the pawn. So king goes here, we go here, king goes here, we go back, king goes here, we give a check, and so on. So we kind of don't let the king to support the pawn. Whenever the king is supporting the pawn, we are giving a check, and that doesn't let the white progress in the endgame, and so it's a draw. And that's all for this 6th rank pawn. Thanks for watching.